welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am looking a little crusty, a little poofy today, but that's because, well, one, I haven't gotten ready for the day yet, and because I have a hair product I'm going to try, so why style this when I'm just going to be messing it up anyway. So very recently, ColourPop decided to come out with hair color. This seems very on brand for them, but I, for some reason, just wasn't expecting it. So they came out with hair tints and hair coloring conditioners. So when I think of coloring conditioners, I think of something like Overtone or the X Mondo coloring conditioner, where it's basically just like a dye, a semi-permanent dye you put on your hair, but you only have to use it once to get the full amount of color. It's the opposite on ColourPop. Their coloring conditioners are the things that you would use for maintenance. So each time you wash your hair, you would use the coloring conditioner, and the hair tint is what is acting like the dye. So that is a little different from what I've seen other brands doing. So they have 6 colors. They have raspberry, peach, turquoise, violet, silver, and chestnut. I ended up going with the turquoise. So I'm not starting out with a ton of colors, but since this is just like an introductory period into the hair coloring world, I think it's fine. I was thinking about getting the peach, but I really could not tell from the pictures if it would end up looking more pink or more orange on my hair, because in a lot of the pictures it does look like pink. Like in the model pictures, it looks more like a light colored pastel pink or rose gold, but then in the descriptions it makes it sound like it's supposed to be more orange, which is just not what I'm looking for at the moment. Since I have very like cool tone skin, redness, I don't want to add orange. So what I ended up doing is getting the turquoise, because it did look absolutely gorgeous. On their website, the hair tints are $14, and this is a 5-ounce jar. The coloring conditioners are $16, and they are 10.3 fluid ounces. They also have a value pack if you want to get both at the same time. I believe there's a bit of a discount. So when I bought it, I thought it was going to be a much larger jar, even though it said 5 ounces. When I opened it, it just seemed really small. Like I don't know if this is gonna work for my whole head. Like for example, this is the Overtone and this is the ColourPop. So it's noticeably smaller than Overtone, and I believe X Mondo is about the same, 8 ounces. So I'm hoping that this is just like ultra pigmented so that I don't need as much, and that this will be enough for all of my hair. Since I do have longer hair and it is very thick, there's a lot of it in here. So I'm really hoping that this will do my whole head, because I can only buy it online. So if it's not, we're just gonna be looking a little weird for a while. Ooh, okay. It looks like almost navy in the jar. Really pretty, it smells good too. Unfortunately, it does not come with gloves, which is a little sad. I love when brands include gloves. So I'm gonna be testing this out, show you the whole application process, show you how it looks afterwards, and then if I have time, also how it fades. If I don't have time to show you how it fades in this video, you should just subscribe to my channel so you can see my next videos and see how it fades over time. I can also do an update on Instagram stories if that's something that people actually want to see. But I'm going to prep my workspace, but you should give this video a like, and let's go. Okay, so I'm wearing a t-shirt that I don't mind getting color on, but I'm also gonna put on this cape to protect. I'm pretty messy when I do hair dye, honestly. My hair is very tangled right now, so I am going to brush it out, and it's gonna get even puffier, but we don't want any tangles while we're applying the color. All right, so my hair is sufficiently poofy. Okay, I'm just gonna be using my hands. You can use a bowl and brush if you want, but I find using my hands for something that's in like a jar, it's just easier for me. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the back of my hair. Okay, it feels like about the same consistency of the Overtone or X Mondo. I did both sides, and I'm only gonna do this on the lighter parts of my hair. I'm not gonna bother putting it on the brown, because I don't think, 1, it'll show up very much, but 2, I just only want to concentrate it on the blonde for that specific kind of look. If you find it easier to work in bigger sections or smaller sections, I advise doing that. I try to work in like small enough sections to where I can get all of the hair, but also I'm not spending like just an hour applying the color. I am making a mess already. Okay, done with this lower side, and I'm gonna take, this is actually like a scalp massager for when you shampoo your hair. I'm gonna use that to just comb it all through, make sure you got all the spots As I did that, I'm finding there's like some bare spot up here. Gets on all the strands in case the pieces that I grabbed were concealing some hair. Is all coated. It says on the bottle that you can leave it on for just 25 to 30 minutes if you want like a light tint, but if you really want long-lasting color or deeper color, you just want as most payoff as you can, to leave it on for 1 to 2 hours. So I'm actually going to do that. I think I'm going to do the maximum 2 hours just so we can give this the best test on how the color looks. I think it looks really pretty on so far. I'm hoping it looks good over my hair that was blonde, and then I had red over my hair. I did red months ago and it faded to like that purpley, not purpley, pinkish orangish hue. So I know going into this that putting the blue over that is not going to look the same as if I had just like a plain blonde base. But I'm not looking to damage my hair anymore right now, so I'm just gonna hope for the best, leave it on for as long as I can so we can get it as blue as possible. So I'm going to check back in later. Okay, so it's been on for actually over 2 hours by this point. I just got busy doing stuff. So I'm going to rinse it on out. I do have all of my blue battle scars, so let's see how it looks freshly washed out. All right, so that was significantly easier to wash out of my hair than a lot of the other dyes I've used, like Overtone, Arctic Fox. Don't know why. The other ones tended to just like really stick in my hair, and it would take a long time to rinse them out. And this one rinsed out really easily, so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. So this is how it's looking so far. It is always hard to tell the actual color when my hair is wet because your hair looks darker when it's wet, but I'm sure once it's dry and styled, we will get a better idea. It's definitely looking like turquoise teal on my hair right now. So I'm going to put in some product to control the frizz, style it, and then come back and see what the final look is. Okay, I wanted to just pop in here. I was working on editing and I didn't know that the following clip is very blurry. I'm having this ongoing issue with my camera where it doesn't want to focus on me. It wants to focus on what's in the background. I've been trying different things to get it to work, but it's still been a huge struggle, and it's hard to tell while I'm filming since the screen is so small if it's focusing on the right thing. I am also going to put in some clips. My natural hair, I washed my hair once and I had little to no fading as far as I'm aware for the color, so just gonna add some images in here to supplement since it's so blurry. I absolutely love the color. It's definitely more green than I was thinking it would be. It definitely looked more blue in the jar, but I have a feeling that's just a result of the hair color that was underneath of it, because the dye itself looked very blue and now this looks definitely more teal, but I've already gotten compliments on it. I really, really like it. I'm gonna go over some of the things I noticed in the application point. So I think I already mentioned this, but it was incredibly easy to wash out. Usually it takes a good long time to fully get all of the dye out. It'll be running for like 5 minutes because the dye is just in there, but this came out really fairly easily, and it doesn't seem like that affected the color in any way, which is great. Although I was afraid that the jar wouldn't be enough for my whole head, a little bit does go a long way, and I used about half a jar since I didn't cover my entire head. You don't need as much as I initially thought you would, and I still have some in the jar to do touch-ups, which is great. Along with that, it spread out easily and evenly, so that helped to make a little bit go a long way. Now, something I've experienced with other hair dyes is that when I go to heat style my hair or add oil or something the first time, or even repeated times after that, I will end up with a lot of dye on my hands. I think that was the case when I tried the blue overtone for brown hair. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in that video that like every time I styled my hair after that for like the next week or so, I had blue dye all over my hands. This time I had a little bit after the first time I styled it, but I haven't since then. And I have styled it multiple times. I've been running my hands through my hair and I haven't had any dye transfer, which is great. I mean, I think the color looks gorgeous. It is vibrant, it doesn't look dull. I feel like it actually looks really good with my natural roots up here. So I've got to say, I really love this dye. I wasn't sure going into this, but it's not that expensive. It was like $14. You do have to pay for shipping because you can't find it in stores, but there are a lot of other dyes that are more expensive anyway, and this one, at least for me, could get me 2 uses. I haven't washed my hair since I rinsed out the dye. It's been about a week. I usually go a long period of time before washing my hair, but even with some other dyes I've had, that they started to fade with styling and just over time, even without me washing my hair, and this is not the case, which is good. I mean, a week is not a lot of time, but I'm excited to see what colors they put out in the future. I'd love to try more in the future. Maybe I should go back and get their peach. But if you were looking for a somewhat affordable, cruelty-free hair dye that's semi-permanent, I think that the ColourPop colors are a great option. It didn't damage my hair. It didn't necessarily work like a mask where my hair felt better, but you know, that doesn't necessarily matter. So you can see how this fades over time. You should subscribe to my channel so you can see my videos in the future to see how it fades. I'd really appreciate if you could like this video, as it really does help out my channel. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I will hopefully see you in my next video.